I cannot believe that this is actually happening. No, like literally, I've been talking for so long that I've been wanting to do a podcast because I personally like to think that I'm very funny. I'm just kidding, guys. No, maybe I'm not. But with that being said, welcome to Convos with a K. Woo! We finally did it, guys. After 6 months of talking, I finally decided to start a podcast. Never thought this day was going to come. I'm the biggest procrastinator, which we'll learn about more, or you might even see as we continue this podcast. I wanted to start this podcast because I feel that I obviously grew up in a very crazy way and grew up in front of the spotlight, so to say. And I'm assuming that most of you guys listening to this podcast or watching this podcast know me from my past because I don't really know how else you would know me, but if you do it any other way, that's pretty dope too. But that whole life is just so different than who I am now as a 22-year-old that lives in Scottsdale. Dance is still in my life, but I have so many other things going on and have just had to deal with growing up and all of these things the same way that everybody else has and being in your 20s. And it's just such a hard to be in your 20s. It is such a crazy, confusing part of life. And I thought that growing up on my TV show was hard. Well, let me fucking tell you, growing up in your 20s is really hard too. So I knew that I probably could talk to myself for an hour every day because I love talking and listening to myself. Kidding, but also not. So I was like, let me bring on a good friend of mine, and this is
Bella.
This is Bella, and she's one of my best friends now, which is so crazy. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Yeah, guys, actually, just side note before this, she sent me the notes for this podcast, and she spelled introduce with an E.
Guys, homeschool.
And she does this frequently with words. Like, it's not like it's the first time. Like, she does this a lot.
I don't know what to say. I swear, guys, I passed high school. I don't know how. I really did, though. But I swear I'm not that stupid. So I just, like, typed a text. I don't know. I'm going to use that as an excuse.
But anyways, yeah, I'm Bella. I really don't know how I'm here. Like, the way that me and Kalani became friends is so random and crazy.
Bruh.
And people ask constantly, like, how we're friends. And
well,
I'm just like,
especially because we're new friends.
We're new friends, but you would really think that we've known each other, like, our lives.
I don't know. If you're watching a video, do you think we look like sisters? Because every time we go out, I swear on my life, everyone's like, "Oh, is this your sister? Is this your sister?"
Like, random people in in her apartment building, like, yeah, everybody.
All the time. And I'm always like, "No, just my best friend," but like we look like sisters. And I don't know, I also heard like a statistic.
I was just about to say this.
Yes, go. You say it.
How, like, the more you hang out with someone, the more you start to look like them.
Yeah.
Because I swear, like, we looked nothing alike when I first started hanging out with her. And now, like, we do look alike, and I honestly think that statistic's true.
I kind of agree. I also hear that you kind of hang out with people that look like you. I don't know.
I agree.
And honestly, I don't feel that a lot of my close friends look like me.
No, but I do think we're together constantly.
True. No, it's like become a crazy thing. I can't live or breathe without Bella.
I live with
I'm
her,
kidding,
basically.
Basically, she lives with me. If she didn't have to go to college, she would be with me all the time. But anyways, while that's being said, let's introduce
me.
So how did we meet? You go and tell the story how we met. It's so fucking funny, guys.
Okay, so actually, I first emailed her manager. I didn't even email her. I emailed her manager because I was, like, super interested in, like, social media space, and I was looking for, like, influencers in the Scottsdale area to be, like, an assistant for, like, help out and stuff like that. Her manager answered, and then I started working for her.
Wait, hold on. Who else did you fucking message?
I don't know.
Is it anybody
Should
that I know? Okay, well, maybe get into that in a different episode. That would actually be really interesting because we've never even talked about that. Just us two.
No. I don't think it's anyone you know. I feel like it's just maybe, actually.
I mean,
I don't know. But yeah, it was a shot in the dark. And then, of course, she answers. Knowing her now, I'm like, I get 100% why she answered.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah. And then I worked for her for, like, a year.
Around there, but
Not
it's
even. Like, probably, like,
Not
6
even.
months. And then it kind of turned into, like, a friend thing. You can't really mix it when it's, like, you're that close, I feel like.
yeah, I feel like that's kind of what started to happen to us. And I feel like this happens with a lot of people, but ours just got too close. Like,
Way too close. Way
I
too close for
just-
business.
yeah, like I just came to you for like every little thing, whether it was a friendship fight with someone, whether it was a boyfriend or like this or that. And I felt like I was just so close to you that I was like, I don't want her to like work for me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't want that energy anymore. So, anyways, that's why I was like, I felt that she was the perfect person to be kind of like a co host on this pod, because we are able to just bounce off of each other and talk to
Everybody
each other.
says it.
Yes, everybody says it. Like, even my parents, any of our friends, they're always just like, you and Bella bounce off each other so well in a conversation. And I've been talking about doing this podcast for so long. As I've said before, I'm going to probably say it forever.
No, it's so true. Honestly, I feel like even when I very first started working with her, and she might not even remember this, but like probably like the second time I ever met up with her, she was talking about starting a podcast.
Yeah.
Of course she didn't, but here we are.
If you know me, it takes a minute.
like
to
she
start
has all the
something.
podcast stuff like in her house.
Yes.
Like she has all the mics and stuff. So I was like, oh, like she's gonna start a podcast. Never happened, and now I'm here. So
Yeah, and now we're here and we found a space and we just pulled that damn trigger. So here we are.
here we are.
All right. In first episode fashion, Bella just- Bella just broke the whole damn mic.
the whole microphone. So
It literally fell off. Like, we thought it was unfixable. We had to get a whole new part. So that was kind of fucked. But
this like snapped.
in half. So we had to pause for a sec.
I just don't know what I'm doing, guys.
I might have took a shot. I don't know. But now we're back, and honestly, the shot has brought me back to life and has me ready to talk about
Vegas.
what the fuck was Vegas.
Vegas was insane, honestly.
I lost my ID. I lost my credit card. I lost my dignity. I might have lost everything.
Everything.
And, okay, I'm going to give a preference. The reason why I was so terrible is the weekend or 2 weekends before, my boyfriend broke up with me.
Cut off.
Yeah, he and I are very different people. He broke up with me.
Very different.
And luckily, our best friend, well, her best friend that's now my best friend,
Maris Badus.
Maris fucking Badus, had a wonderful, amazing idea to go to Vegas for her 21st birthday. So what did I say? Absolutely.
Of course.
And luckily, I kind of got the hookups in Vegas. I'm not that cool anywhere else I go, but in Vegas, for some fucking reason,
That bitch.
I get shit done.
That bitch.
And it's a confidence boost, let me tell you.
It would be for me.
Like, I walk out in Scottsdale, I get, like, they're like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck.
Nobody cares in Scottsdale about anyone.
No.
If you ever come to Scottsdale, they don't care about anyone.
They probably would care about them, just not me.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, we go to Vegas, and I was like, okay, I have this amazing company also. If you ever go to Vegas, and this is not even a promotion at all, Vegas Girls Night Out are
Shout out.
they are that bitch. They always get us into the best places, get us going. They're just the best, seriously, for real. And they hooked us up, and we had the most incredible weekend. But with an incredible weekend comes what stays in...
Guys, sorry.
And my eye, look at it, it was like,
The side eye. Guys, I just got a side eye.
she's going again.
No, I'm good. I got this.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but also stays within the Convos with a K. So we're gonna let you know on the tea of what happened on this fucking Vegas trip.
So much.
How do we even start? Honestly, guys, also...
First off, we get on the flight.
Oh, yeah. But first off, I want to preference, first episode, we're a little stupid. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. So if our stories go haywire, just know that it's the first ep. So we'll maybe... We probably won't be better, if I'm being for real. My manager messaging me right now, and I'm drunk on a Tuesday. About Vegas? About Vegas. He is literally messaging me.
What's he saying?
Vegas. Well, I'm not going to talk about it on the pod. For real. This is like work.
Yeah, you're right.
This is work, guys.
Her and her Apple Watch, guys. I just want to kill myself every single time she
My
brings it up.
Apple Watch is genuinely
her best friend.
Yeah. It's the most pressurable item of my life. I got a Cartier bracelet. I care more about my Apple Watch than my Cartier bracelet.
Her prized possession, doesn't shut up about it.
Exactly.
She 100%. I need to get one, honestly. She's made me want to hop on the wave.
Yeah, don't play. Everyone wants to be like me.
Obviously. Only person in the world.
Wait,
with an
if you're
Apple Watch,
only
guys.
listening, you will never understand. But we have this thing where we send the eye roll, like, everyone wants to be us, with the eye roll message.
Well,
and it's funny.
nobody, not a single person wants to be
No,
me.
no one wants to be me. I wouldn't want to be me, trust me.
No.
Anyways, Vegas.
Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
It is actually insane. So,
Vegas. Let's just say that we didn't start off on the brightest note.
not at all.
We might have flown everyone's favorite airline. And no, I'm not talking about Southwest. Nope. Spirit. Because I'm broke.
And I'm actually broke.
So we flew Spirit. I had a couple mimosas. We got on this flight. Let me remind you also, you know how you can only bring one personal item for free? Yeah, my bag is definitely not a personal item. It's a carry-on. And that was another $100.
A duffel bag. She brought a duffel bag.
So therefore, I should have just flown Southwest. But whatever, no hate to the game. I get it. Make your bank, whatever. We get to Vegas. Vegas is a vibe.
Vegas is great.
Vegas is a vibe. We go out that night. We go to a show. We get
So fun.
Oh, yeah, obviously fun. I'm drunk as fuck. Me and Marissa Padus are taking shots like no other. We end up at the Chandelier Bar. And if you guys know what the Chandelier Bar is just the most Instagrammable spot. It's where all the bitches go, all the Insta bitches go to get their picture. It's at the Cosmo. It's a vibe. And we went to a show in the Cosmo. So we were already drinking, partying. Also, the show was dope. It was OPM. Dope show. Good vibes. Good time, right?
Great time.
Great time.
Great time. Anyways.
Guys, that's also been a thing. I don't know why I've been burping like that lately.
It's actually awful. Every single second she's like, eh, eh. And it sounds just like that. Like, you think I'm kidding? It sounds just like that.
I gotta stop. Anyways. Also, this is my first night out since I broke up with my boyfriend. And
He broke up with you. Love you so much.
okay.
He broke up with her, guys.
He definitely did break up with me. So I'm going a little feral, to say the least.
To say the least.
I was going a little feral this Vegas trip. It was my first weekend, and I was kind of like, fuck you, you broke my heart. And I was being a little feral. It wasn't a mutual. I was about to be like, it's a mutual breakup. It wasn't. He broke up with me. But if you watched my TikTok lives, you probably know that. But if not, we're going to do an episode on breakups and shit, so we'll get there. But this is about Vegas. And I'm being feral. We're in Vegas. We go to the show. Show is dope. We leave the show. We're already drunk. Now we're partying. It's Marissa Badus. That's her.
21st.
That's her nickname. Her name's Marissa. But Marissa Badus's 21st fucking birthday. We're all drinking, having a good time. Then we end up with these guys, and we're drinking and having a good time. Then comes the story that I don't need to explain. That's on Bella's time, Bella's story. I was turned away when this was happening, but I definitely felt it and then had to clean after. So
yeah. So first off, Mia and Marissa Badus sitting right next to each other, of course, and I just feel like something wet.
not the wet. It's just
Something
something
wet.
wet.
And I just look over, and she's fully thrown up on my arm. Fully. And honestly, the first thing she does, she's like drunk. First thing she does,
It's her
looks at me,
21st birthday.
literal, like the night.
No, it's literally it's just turned midnight.
First thing she does is goes, "I'm getting you back," because I've thrown up on Marissa before in similar situations at a club, and you're just around a bunch of people, and you're just like, no, they're gonna get it. Like, they're gonna be the one. Like, I'm
Well,
just
what
like,
are you gonna do? Throw
what are you
up?
gonna do? Throw up on some random guy or throw up on your best friend? What are you gonna do? And mine was probably worse, as I threw up in her hands. And she was just holding my throw up in her hands, and we run to the bathroom, get cleaned up. But this was a similar situation, so she, I guess, threw up in her hands and then threw it on my arm.
No, and then they run away and go to the bathroom. Also, in between all of this, me and Bella are in a big friendship fight.
Bad
big.
fight. Bad
Yeah,
fight.
like not a good friendship fight. And like I think people don't realize that friendship fights are so normal.
No, they are, and they need to be more normalized, because as long as you communicate and work it out in a healthy way, it's better to get your feelings out than to hold resentment towards people.
Exactly. And I think that people don't realize that being in a relationship, like having a boyfriend, having a girlfriend, is the same as your friendship, though, because it's all a relationship. So it's like whether you're married, whether it's your best friend, whether it's your boyfriend, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it's your sister, your brother, whatever, those are all relationships. So I think people hold this standard, like when we have boyfriends, we excuse so many things of our boyfriends,
Mm-hmm.
and we're like, oh no, it's he's my boyfriend, whatever. But when it comes to your best friend, they're like, no, fuck her immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's the worst. I'm
Yeah.
never gonna be her friend again. And it's like, that's also a relationship.
That's never gonna work.
And this is such a cliche to say, but you are who you hang out with, right?
100%.
So at the end of the day, you choose your best friend. You also choose your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife or whatever. You choose that person to be in your life. So getting in a friendship fight is the same thing as getting in a fight with your boyfriend, yet getting in a fight with your boyfriend and him doing something so fucked up is way more excusable. I don't do you get what I'm kind of saying,
no,
though?
for sure.
And you always have to work through it. And I think that sometimes in friendship fights, which we'll go into about our friendship fight, people would just be like, fuck her, we're not friends anymore.
And obviously, I would never do that to
And
like
neither
my
would
friends,
I.
and that's why I keep friends. Like, a lot of people go through friends. I keep my friends around. I don't go through friends, and that's just how it is. I work it out with the people that are supposed to be with me, you know?
No, and I agree. And I feel like that's also just a hot topic. Hot take. On what I was thinking, though, is that every person that's in your life is a relationship, no matter what. So it's just like,
They all require effort.
exactly. So even if you have boyfriend, girlfriend, brother, sister, whatever, that is all a relationship. But we seem to small mind ourselves to thinking only our boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife is a relationship, when everything you do in your life is a relationship. Even with your business partner, anything. These are all relationships that matter. And to stop slighting those relationships, to stop making them seem like they aren't something if it's not the person you're having sex with, basically.
Yeah, it's true.
Or doing business with.
Yeah,
Seriously.
because they all matter.
Yeah,
They all do.
exactly.
And like your best friend is there for so many things that like your boyfriend's not there for, you know?
Yes. A lot of times people choose their boyfriend over their best friend, and they will fight their best friend and just cut them off when their boyfriend has done so much worse or
Yeah.
something like that. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, guys, don't do that.
Don't.
Don't.
But let's go into what our fights were kind of about, since we're on the topic of best friend fights and kind of how we've overcome our best friend fights.
Yeah. Okay.
So circling back to our fight that we had.
A couple.
Well, there's been a couple, but
No,
I
I'm
feel
saying in Vegas there was 2.
we had 2 fights in Vegas. I just want to kind of go back to them and kind of relive them in a way. And we're not like people that care
Hold
to
the
relive
grudge,
them.
so it's fine.
Yeah, and I feel like it's good for people to learn how you can like fight with someone. That doesn't mean it has to be the end of a relationship
Ever.
or a friendship. It's just unless obviously it's not working out, it's something
Mhm.
bad. Like if you fucked my boyfriend, yeah, I'd be mad. But like this isn't that type of a situation.
Yeah.
But our first fight, give it to us, Bella.
Okay, so me and Kalani are so different. We're
Yeah.
painfully different people, honestly. And when we like go out and stuff like that, like we're just very different on how we do things. And
Mhm.
honestly, Kalani was very feral that weekend just because of like everything with her boyfriend
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So she's like more
Yeah.
into it than she would normally be.
I was
If that makes sense,
definitely
more passionate about it.
I was
don't know.
definitely more outgoing and more in a crazy feral vibe than
like
I normally
outgoing.
would be.
And I'm an outgoing person, but if something puts me in a bad mood, like you're gonna know. You're
Yeah.
gonna know.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
And I just like was getting annoyed, and then me and Kalani got in this like argument at the chandelier place.
Chandelier bar,
Yes.
yeah. Where she also already got thrown up on too, so that doesn't really help.
Yeah. So we got in a argument, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm going home, like not home, but to the hotel. And I was just like, fuck you. I was being like me.
You're kind of a bitch sometimes.
I'm a
too.
bitch. I'm a bitch. And honestly,
But I am
Kalani-
too.
Kalani's a bitch too, so it happens. But I think what saves us is we're both painfully self-aware in our actions.
Yeah, for sure.
So we know when we're doing something wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we definitely both could have changed things in that situation, but
Mhm.
I think just like it was like heightened, and it's also hard too because like I can't do a lot of things that my friends can because I'm not 21 yet. So
And I was drinking, and I had a very bad, not excusable to my actions. I probably could have handled things better, but I obviously was very, having a good time.
yeah,
in
and
Vegas,
honestly,
yeah.
I'm just a bitch sometimes. So it's like when you put a bitch and a bitch together,
This shit's gonna happen
it
occasionally.
doesn't always happen. So, yeah. So basically, we got in an argument. I left completely, and I literally was almost in an Uber. And then Kalani calls me, and she's saying like she's sorry and stuff like that, which I like appreciated because from one self-aware person to another, like it,
Yeah.
I appreciate it so much when people are self-aware.
Mhm.
That's the main thing that I look for in people to be like in connections with and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think that's a good lesson also to know, like, in a friendship fight, is sometimes you don't need to.
Put your pride aside.
Yeah,
It's not
put
that serious. It's not
Exactly.
the most important thing at the end of the day.
that person is way more important than whatever stupid fight you're having at that exact moment, And you would probably do that for your boyfriend or girlfriend. So how about you do it to your best friend
Yeah.
who's done everything for you
Yeah.
to figure it out? There's obviously different situations that are unexcusable, but in like a situation that we were in, we both are very self-aware and understand. And I think a lot of times in friendship fights, that not even that I've had or maybe I've had or my friends have had, I've realized that what we're doing now is very mature.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then so she said just like listen, like basically like I understand like the shit that we went on between us, but like it's your like best friend's birthday, like you shouldn't
Mhm.
miss it. And I was just like, yeah, you're right. Like I'm being like selfish and like it's not fair. So I came back and it was all good for that night.
Yeah.
And yeah. But it is hard to deal with, like, not being able to do all the things that your friends can do. And it, like,
Yeah.
sucks because, like, you don't want to be selfish, but it just, like, feels like you're the odd one out. Even when you're not. Like, you shouldn't think like that because your time will come. But it's just, like, when all your friends can do all these things, like, it really does suck. So
No, and I do understand where you're coming from this, like, FOMO standpoint, because other than you and your friends, and all your friends are, like, now 21 and
Mhm.
stuff, I have always been the youngest of my actual friends. Versus, like, on my show that I was on, I was the oldest, but, like, that was, like, 16, whatever. But when it came to, like, college and life after college, I've always been the youngest. So I remember all my friends going out and me not really being able to go out or hang out with my friends, or, like,
sucks.
it really does. And, like, even just, like, the sneaking in and fake ID thing, it's, like, so scary.
It's
and
scary. It really is.
it's, like, a whole nother thing. So it's, like, I understand where you're coming from in that sense too. It's hard. Like, the FOMO is real. I feel like these early 20 years are such an interesting place to be in. And I know that everybody says that, like, oh my God, your early 20s are so interesting. But I feel like once you get in it, you're kind of like, holy shit, it actually is really scary and really interesting.
Yeah.
And especially, like, how you are, where it's like you're 20 and it's most of your friends are 21, 22. You're kind of in this weird place where it's like you get a little bit of FOMO and you don't love to go out, but
Yeah, I
still.
really don't. But it's like when all our, like, obviously I love to spend time with my friends. So it's like when they're going out, I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to go out.
Yeah.
Can't. So it's like,
Especially in Vegas.
and I'm just like at a point too where it's like, if I'm going to go out, like, I'm going to go to like a club. Like, I'm not going to go to a party and like,
Yeah, what are frat parties like these days? I remember my frat days. We'll have to go into frat days at some point in this
But like,
pod.
I'm just at a point where I'm not going to do that. So it's like, I'm just not going to go out until I'm 21, you know?
I get that. But no, back to friendship fights. It's a relationship, whether you like it or not. Relationships are all, no matter who it is. It could be your mother, your father, your brother, your best friend, your sister, your half best friend. Everything's a relationship. So treat everybody with the respect that you would treat the person you're fucking. Is that not true though?
No, it is, because you seem to cut those people a lot of slack.
Exactly.
You cut that boy a lot of slack,
and you don't cut your best friend that slack.
and that's
Not
fair.
saying that sometimes she needs it. I mean, if she fucks your
No,
boyfriend, then, but you know what I'm saying. You get it,
No,
guys.
for sure, but like, you do.
We're not stupid out here in these streets.
No.
We're smart. But that's gonna lead us into the fucking. I keep saying fuck.
Fucking.
Fucking. So that's going to lead us into this little thing I like to call phrase of the week. So we've had this phrase of the week, which next week we're going to talk about my breakup. And he's going to be so excited.
So excited because they're back together now. I feel like she hadn't mentioned that.
Yeah, we're back together now. But we were broken up for a second, and I was.
And she went feral.
I didn't do anything bad.
No. I'm just mean feral, like, just like
And
attitude wise.
Him and Bella are besties.
Yeah, so it's like we're very similar in the sense, like how we were talking, we're very different, and she was saying her and her boyfriend are very different. Me and her boyfriend are very similar, so we like understand the common ground of Kalani.
The common ground of me.
We're both very introverted, but we're also extroverted.
But I'm just a complete extrovert.
She's just like extroverted, and she is like over the top, and we're just calm and chill, and it's just like
whole different playing field. Anyways, the phrase of the week this week is delusion alarm.
Yeah, I made this up as,
you know, the little emoji, like the alarm?
like the alarm. So she was like texting me nonstop, actually, before they got back together. So she was right in this situation.
Not my manager calling me. I need to answer this. We'll be right back. All right. Well, I guess to end off this first episode of Convos with the K, which I can't believe that I have my own podcast, let's answer some fan advice, fan questions, just to
Let's do it.
Just to end it off. So these are all anonymous. So don't be asking for names because I'm not giving them. But Here's the first one. Hi, girls. I'm so excited about your pod. Thank you. I'm so excited that it's here. But I feel like my boyfriend and my best friend like each other. Well, shit. I don't know if I'm crazy and if I should bring it up, but sometimes it's so obvious to me and it annoys me a lot.
Oof.
I feel like we don't have a ton of contacts, but always trust your gut. So
Trust your gut.
if your best friend and boyfriend are like low-key kind of flirting with each other, I don't know. I would say something because at the end of the day, like, this is your life and your relationship. You might as well know now instead of living in this constant fear or annoyance for the next few months or years or however long you're going to take, you know. If they are together or whatever, they're clearly getting away with it. And they're going to keep going for as many months as they can until you say something. So if you're already feeling it, I feel that you should say something now.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If it is nothing, then it is nothing. And if it's your best friend or your boyfriend, you'll be able to move on from it. But I think it's important to always get your feelings out, no matter what the situation is, but especially in this situation. If these are kind of low key, some of the closest people like next to you or the people that you hang out with the most, you know?
Yeah. I definitely think that you should bring it up to your best friend before you bring it up to your boyfriend. I don't know a lot of context on like your relationship with either of them, but like always go with your best friend before.
I agree, especially if it's been your best friend for a long time, like long time coming, then I would go to your best friend first and be like, well, what the fuck is this? Like, why are you hooking or are you hooking my boyfriend? Me going straight into it.
Yo,
Why
what?
the fuck?
No, honestly, just be like, I just feel like you guys act weird.
Yeah.
Around
Do you
each
like my
other.
boyfriend?
Do you like my boyfriend? Like,
It's a shitty conversation. It's definitely not going to be a fun
it's
one.
not a fun one, and they might gaslight you.
But would you rather sit on it in your head or would you rather just get it out there and then at least know the outcome?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I would do personally. I'm a very vocal person and I think that obviously hurts me sometimes, but in that situation,
It'd help.
yeah, you need to say how you feel because you can't let these internal thoughts eat you alive, you know?
Mhm.
Hi, love you so much. We love you too, girl.
Love you.
Love you. Please keep me anonymous. We will keep you anonymous. No worries. I looked through my boyfriend's phone and saw him messaging girls on Snapchat that I don't know. Okay, weird, obviously.
Weird.
He also likes girls' photos on Instagram when they are in bikinis, and I swear it's girls that he's talked to before and before we started dating. How do I bring this up without sounding crazy for looking through his phone and also realizing that I know he's liking girls' photos? It's such a hard place because I feel like
We've
He's-
all been there.
he's obviously going to gaslight you, in my opinion. He's probably going to gaslight
100%.
you. Like, you looked through my phone, but also you have a very valid reason for doing it.
You have
Yeah.
a very valid take. The liking of the photos is simply just a red flag, honestly.
Okay, I have to disagree with you
I know
on that.
Kalani is so different than me because, like, that stuff makes me mad and I'll, like, tell her something and she'll be like, that's not that serious. And I'm like, no, that's annoying. Like, when, like, my boyfriend or, like, a guy I'm talking to is, like, liking girls' photos that
Okay.
are, like, half naked, like, it, like, makes me mad. But Kalani doesn't think that way.
Hot take. This sounds bad, but guys are always going to think other girls are hot.
100%. I get that.
But he wants to be with me. And unless he makes a full blown action, I personally am just like not that worried. Obviously, it doesn't make me happy sometimes, depending on I feel like it also depends on the girl. But at the same time, like I know he's with me.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of not that worried. But if he acts on it, then I don't care. Like if the bitch has, which is so hard to say because it's like I obviously have 7 million followers, but if the bitch has like 14 million followers and is a Victoria's Secret
Yeah,
model,
I don't
he's
care.
never gonna get her. So
I'm
I don't
talking
care.
about like girls that are like mutuals, and I feel like you don't really have that.
Yeah, maybe.
Like it's like a different stance from like someone like me. Like Kalani doesn't really have like mutuals that like she'll like mutuals that just like have like 5,000 followers. Like it's like, why are you liking her photo?
No, I get it kind of, but I also don't. Like I know me
No,
and
for
I wouldn't
sure,
care.
for sure.
Personally, I wouldn't care, but
It's not
you
end
care.
all be all to me, and I wouldn't probably bring it up, but it does make me mad, so I understand like why you
Yeah.
get upset, especially if you said that they've talked to them in the past.
That would make me mad if I knew they
That's
talked
not
in the past.
okay. That's literally not okay.
But like my boyfriend sometimes occasionally likes photos of girls, and
And
what am I
that's
supposed to
fine.
be upset? I also think it depends on the person maybe too.
No. And like even like from personal experience, like Marissa's here right now, like that one guy that I used to talk to, and he like likes all my photos, and like we don't talk anymore, and he has a
That's
girlfriend,
weird.
and he like
That's fact.
kind of cut me off to be with that girl, but he like likes my bikini photos and stuff like that, so it's like that's not
Okay,
cool.
that's a fuck situation
and
though.
but that's kind of what she was explaining. She said that he's talked to those girls previously.
Yeah, no, okay, then I agree with that situation.
That's not okay.
Yeah,
and
no.
I don't think that's okay. And I've always like been like, what the heck? And I don't like any of his photos because like you're with your girlfriend.
Well, you have your girlfriend. You're never gonna be like a home wrecker.
But it's just like very weird to me that he would like those type of photos, and I don't think that's fair to his girlfriend. So I completely understand where you're coming from.
In that situation that we're talking about, yes, I agree with you. I think when it's like you have a boyfriend that you seriously care about and you're not insecure about, I don't think
Mhm.
it matters that he likes
And what was the end of this?
other girls' photos.
Oh, and then as for the messaging girls on Snapchat,
Messaging
That's
girls
just
on
weird.
Snapchat, I would be actually pissed
that's just weird.
and I'd be very upset and
It's
I
just,
would
like, not
bring that
okay.
up. That's
Bring
not
it up.
okay. You
It
have to
doesn't
bring
matter
that
if
up.
you sound crazy. Like no.
No, it's not that you're crazy. You're gonna to him, you're gonna sound crazy because he's gaslighting.
And you don't even sound crazy to him. He just doesn't want to deal with it. So he's gonna call you
Exactly.
crazy.
Exactly. That's something that has to be brought up no matter what.
Because you know, if he saw that stuff, he would bring it up so
Oh,
quickly.
In 2 seconds. And then your ass would be sitting at home doing nothing like a housewife for a boyfriend. So put him in his place because
Put
that's
him in his place. That's my
ridic.
advice. Put him in his place.
it's ridic.
It is.
It's literally ridic. So don't play. Anyways, next one. Bella's got this one.
Hey.
I hope you guys like our podcast.
Yeah. Are we boring?
Side
Let
note.
us know.
Yeah, if you don't like something, please let us know because
Hey, there's this boy from my school. We used to be best friends, but then he tried to kiss me and do more stuff even when I said no. And then
That's
I
not
stopped
good.
talking to him like last year, but this year he is like telling everyone that I'm a slut
Oh my gosh.
and that I was super into him and that I did all the stuff, and now all my friends from school hate me and the only friend I have is my teacher.
Oh.
I don't know, this makes me feel so sad. I just want real friends. Do you have any advice? Oh my gosh, that is so sad.
Boys are so stupid, especially she's saying she's in high school, right?
She didn't clarify.
Clarify. Well, any type of school, boys are really stupid and are messed up. And the people that decided to not be your friend are not your
real
true
friends. So you don't want to be friends with those people anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, like having your only friend, your teacher, like that's a win because they're not real friends. And
And
they're
for
all-
what happened with him, that's really messed up. And he should have never done that to you. And I'm really sorry about that because that's very, very sad. And I hope you know that not every single guy is going to be like that.
Yeah, and guys at that age are just like so caught up in trying to look cool.
Yeah.
And I can't say that it really goes away. But it gets less, and they're just like not good guys
And
for you
just-
right now. They
yeah.
may grow into good guys, but that guy does not sound like a good guy
And
at
I
all.
think the most important thing is always say your truth
Mhm.
and always speak your truth, and that will always show through you. And those friends are not your friends, and you will meet friends that truly care about you and want to be with you
Exactly.
and want to be your friend and will help you through anything. So just take that time to really grow and understand yourself. And the people that aren't meant to be in your life won't be. And the people that are will be. And we all go through rough times. And I promise you that everything is going to work out exactly the way it's supposed to.
Always. Never fails.
Thank you guys so much for listening or watching Combos with the K. This is the first episode. We're a little rusty, but we're going to hop back on, and we're going to continue to do this if you guys like it. Please let us know what topics you want us to talk on. If there's certain questions you have, shoot me or Bella a DM, and we will definitely get to those in as soon as episodes as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And we love you all so much and appreciate that you are listening. I really do love you, and I'm so excited I finally got this started.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited that like this is finally happening. So thank you so much for listening to Combos with a K. Mwah! See you next week.